Maya Cross woke up at exactly 6 in the morning, just like she had done every day for the past 3 years. Her small room on the space station looked the same as always. A bed, a desk, a small window showing the stars outside. She got dressed, in her blue work uniform, and walked to the mirror. The woman looking back at her had brown hair tied back in a simple ponytail. Her face looked calm and peaceful. No one would guess that this quiet human woman had secrets. Big secrets that could change everything if anyone found out. She walked through the halls of Orbital Haven, the big space station where humans and aliens worked together. The station was huge, with white walls and bright lights everywhere. Maya passed by tall blue aliens called Zephyrians. They had 4 arms and spoke in soft voices. She also saw the crystal people called Korthek. They looked like walking diamonds and glowed different colors when they felt different things. Maya worked in the communications department. Her job was to help humans and aliens talk to each other. She was very good at learning alien languages. Everyone thought she was just a smart teacher who loved words and peaceful work. "Good morning, Maya," said Commander Veltar as she entered the office. He was a Zephyrian with silver marks on his blue face. He was her boss and had always been kind to her. "Good morning, Commander," Maya replied with a smile. She sat down at her desk and turned on her computer. The screen showed messages from different parts of the station in human and alien languages. Maya spent her morning translating reports and fixing communication problems. When the food machines in Section 4 stopped working, she helped the Korthek engineers understand what the human repair crew was saying. When some humans complained that the alien music was too loud, she helped everyone find a solution that made both sides happy. At lunchtime, Maya sat with Dr. Kelvin, a young Korthek scientist. His crystal body was usually bright green, which meant he was happy. Today he was reading a human book called The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. "Maya, I do not understand this part," Dr. Kelvin said, pointing at a page. "Why does Tom trick his friends into painting the fence?" Maya smiled. She loved these moments when she could share human culture with her alien friends. Tom is clever. He makes the work seem fun and special, so his friends want to do it for him. "Humans are very strange," Dr. Kelvin said, but his crystal body glowed brighter green. Maya knew he meant it in a good way. After lunch, Maya went to her language class. She was teaching 5 Zephyrians how to speak better English. They struggled with words that sounded the same, but meant different things. "Remember," Maya said slowly, "there is a difference between peace and peace. One means no fighting, the other means a part of something." The Zephyrians nodded their blue heads and repeated the words. Maya felt good helping them learn. This was exactly the kind of work she wanted to do. Building bridges between different people, making friends instead of enemies. But sometimes, late at night when she was alone, Maya would remember who she really was. She would think about the battles she had fought, the people she had saved, and the terrible things she had seen. She would remember when her name was not Maya Cross, but Captain Maya Torres of the Earth Defense Corps. Captain Torres had been a war hero. She had fought against alien pirates who attacked human ships. She had led soldiers in battles on distant planets. She had made hard choices that saved thousands of lives but cost her many friends. The newspapers called her the Iron Captain because she never gave up, no matter how bad things got. But Maya Cross was different. Maya Cross was peaceful. She liked books and languages and helping people understand each other. She had built this new life carefully, changing her records and creating a whole new past. As far as anyone knew, Maya Cross had always been a teacher and translator. She had never held a weapon or given orders to soldiers. The hardest part was pretending not to know things. When the station security chief talked about defense plans, Maya had to act like she did not understand military tactics. When emergencies happened, she had to hold back her training and let others take charge. She had to be weak when she was really strong, confused when she really knew exactly what to do. In the evening, Maya attended a cultural sharing meeting. Humans, Zephyrians, and Korthek sat together in a big circle, talking about their different worlds and ways of life. Maya listened as a Zephyrian elder told stories about the great ice storms on his home planet. On Zephyr Prime, the storms can last for months, the elder said. We learned to work together in our underground cities. No one can survive alone. A human engineer named Jake spoke next. On Earth, we have big storms too, hurricanes and tornadoes. But we also learned that helping each other is the only way to get through hard times. Maya nodded along with everyone else, but inside she felt strange. She had seen the worst of what happened when people did not work together. She had fought in wars that started because humans and aliens could not trust each other. But here, in this peaceful place, everyone was friends. Dr. Kelvin's crystal body glowed soft blue as he shared a Korthek poem about friendship. Maya closed her eyes and listened to the beautiful alien words. This was why she had given up her old life. This peace was worth protecting. When the meeting ended, Maya walked back to her room slowly. She passed by the big windows that showed the stars and planets outside. Earth looked like a small blue dot in the distance. Somewhere out there, the military was still fighting battles and making hard decisions. But Maya was here, helping build something better. She got ready for bed and looked at herself in the mirror again. Tomorrow would be another day of teaching languages and helping people understand each other. Another day of being Maya Cross, the peaceful translator who just wanted everyone to get along. Maya had no idea that tomorrow everything would change. The next morning started like every other morning. Maya woke up at 6, got dressed, and walked to her office. She was working on translating a report about new farming methods when the station's speaker system crackled to life. Attention all. Personnel, came the voice of Station Commander Zixoth. He was a tall Zephyrian with dark blue skin and 4 arms that he always kept folded behind his back. We will conduct a fire safety drill in 30 minutes. Please prepare to move to your assigned meeting points when the alarm sounds. Maya sighed and saved her work. Fire drills were boring but necessary. The station had many different areas, and everyone needed to know where to go if there was real danger. She gathered her things and waited for the alarm. When the loud beeping started, Maya followed the signs to Section 7. This was the research area where many scientists worked on different projects. She found her group near the big metal doors that led to the main hallway. Dr. Kelvin was there, his crystal body glowing a normal green color. 3 Zephyrian engineers stood nearby, looking bored. How long do these drills usually take? Asked Dr. Kelvin. About an hour, Maya replied. They check all the safety systems and make sure the fire suppressors work properly. She had done this drill many times before. Everyone would stand in the hallway while the maintenance crew tested the emergency systems. Then they would get the all-clear signal and go back to work. Maya pulled out a small book to read while they waited. But something went wrong. Instead of the usual test patterns, bright orange flames suddenly burst from the wall vents. Real fire, not the fake hologram flames they used for practice. The flames spread quickly along the walls and thick black smoke began filling the air. "This is not a drill," shouted one of the Zephyrian engineers. His forearms waved in panic. "The fire suppression system is not working." Maya felt her heart start beating faster. She looked around and saw that the big metal doors had closed. Automatically. Heavy steel barriers dropped from the ceiling, sealing them inside Section 7. Through the thick smoke, she could see 17 people trapped with her. Commander Veltar's voice came through the emergency radio, but it was full of static and hard to hear. "All personnel in Section 7, stay calm. The automatic doors have sealed to prevent the fire from spreading. Rescue teams are working to reach you, but it will take at least 40 minutes to open the barriers safely." 40 minutes. Maya felt cold fear in her stomach. The fire was spreading fast along the walls and ceiling. The temperature was getting hotter every minute. Thick toxic smoke was coming through the air vents and people were already starting to cough. The Zephyrians were in the worst trouble. Their blue skin was turning pale and they were breathing hard. Maya knew that Zephyrians came from a cold planet, and hot temperatures could kill them quickly. One of the engineers, a young female named Zorhan, was already sitting on the floor, with her forearms wrapped around herself. Dr. Kelvin's crystal body was changing from green to a dim yellow. Maya had never seen a Korthek look like that before, but she could tell it meant he was scared and hurt. Crystal people were tough, but even they had limits. The human researchers were looking around desperately. Jake, the engineer from the cultural meeting, was trying to find another way out. A woman named Lisa was helping Zorhan drink water from her bottle. Everyone was scared. Maya watched the fire get closer and the smoke get thicker. Her friends and co-workers were going to die if someone did not do something, but what could she do? She was just Maya Cross, a translator who worked with languages and books, except she was not just Maya Cross. Deep inside her mind, Maya felt something stirring. It was like a voice she had kept locked away for 3 years. The voice of Captain Maya Torres, the soldier who never gave up when people were in danger. The part of herself she had tried so hard to forget. The fire moved closer to where Dr. Kelvin was sitting. His crystal body was getting dimmer, and Maya could see he was having trouble breathing. Zorhan had fallen over, and the other Zephyrians were trying to help her, but they were too weak from the heat. Maya felt the old training coming back. Her military mind started working automatically, looking at the room like a battlefield. She saw the emergency equipment box on the far wall. She noticed the pattern of the fire and which way it was spreading. She counted the people and calculated how much time they had before the smoke or heat killed them. "We need to get to that emergency kit," Maya said, pointing through the smoke. "It is too dangerous," said Jake. "The fire is right in front of it." Maya looked at the flames blocking their path to the equipment. In her old life, she had run through much worse than this. But Maya Cross would never do something so dangerous. Maya Cross would wait for rescue like everyone else. But Captain Torres would not let her friends die. Maya felt something change inside her. The scared translator began to disappear, and the strong soldier started to take control. Her voice became different, harder and more sure of itself. "Dr. Kelvin," she said in a tone that made everyone look at her. "Your people can handle high temperatures better than us. I need you to reach that emergency box." Dr. Kelvin stared at her. This did not sound like the gentle Maya he knew. I cannot. I am too afraid." "Yes, you can," Maya said firmly. "Zorhan, I know you are hurt, but I need you and the other Zephyrians to use your electromagnetic abilities. You can control metal and electricity, right?" The Zephyrians nodded, weakly. Maya was right. Their people could manipulate electromagnetic fields, but it took a lot of energy. Maya looked around the room with new eyes. Not the eyes of a peaceful translator, but the eyes of a military commander who had saved people from impossible situations. She saw things she had trained herself not to notice. Weak points in the walls. Emergency systems that civilians did not know about. Ways to use the aliens' natural abilities as tools. "Listen to me carefully," Maya said, her voice carrying an authority that surprised everyone. "We are not going to wait here to die. We are going to get ourselves out." The fire was getting closer, and the smoke was getting thicker. Maya could see the confusion in her friends' eyes. They did not understand where this new Maya had come from, but there was no time to explain. Captain Torres was back, and she had work to do. Maya moved quickly through the smoke-filled room. The gentle translator was completely gone now, replaced by someone who moved with military precision. Her eyes swept across the trapped area, calculating distances and dangers like she had done 1,000 times before on battlefields across the galaxy. "Dr. Kelvin, listen carefully," Maya said, grabbing the crystal scientist by his glowing shoulders. Her voice was steady and commanding, nothing like the soft-spoken woman he had known for 3 years. "I need you to crawl under the smoke to that emergency kit on the wall. Stay low where the air is cleaner." Dr. Kelvin stared at her with wide crystal eyes. "Maya, I do not understand. How do you know these things?" "There is no time to explain," Maya replied sharply. "Your crystal body can handle the heat better than our flesh. You are the only one who can reach that kit safely." The young Korthek scientist had never heard Maya speak like this before, but something in her voice made him want to obey. He dropped to his hands and knees and began crawling toward the wall where the emergency equipment was stored. Maya turned to the 3 Zephyrian engineers. Zorhan was still sitting on the floor, her blue skin pale from the heat. The other 2, Velnix and Durak were trying to help her drink water. "Velnix, Durak," Maya called out. "I know your people can control electromagnetic fields. I need you to focus that ability on the metal doorframe over there." She pointed to a section of the wall where the fire had not yet spread. We are not strong enough," Velnix said weakly. "The heat is making us too sick." Maya knelt down beside them. Her military training had taught her about different alien species and their capabilities. Zephyrians were much stronger than they appeared, but extreme heat shut down their natural abilities. "You can do this," Maya said firmly. "I know it is hard, but if we do not act now, we will all die here. Zorhan needs you to be strong." She looked around the room and spotted something useful. Near the research desks, there were several metal containers filled with water for the laboratory equipment. Maya ran through the smoke and grabbed 2 of them. "Here," she said, pouring the cool water over Zorhan's arms and head. "This will help you cool down, but I need all 3 of you to work together." The water helped immediately. Zorhan's 4 arms stopped shaking, and her blue skin began to look more normal. Velnix and Durak also splashed water on themselves. Dr. Kelvin reached the emergency kit and pulled it open. Inside were tools and equipment that most people did not know how to use. But Maya did. She had trained with emergency equipment during her military service. "Bring me the plasma cutter and the emergency breathing masks," Maya shouted through the smoke. Dr. Kelvin looked confused. "Maya, how do you know what is in the emergency kit?" Maya grabbed the tools from him without answering. She knew exactly what each piece of equipment could do, because she had used them before in combat situations. The plasma cutter could cut through metal walls. The breathing masks would help them survive the smoke. There were also emergency flares that could signal for help. "Everyone put on these breathing masks," Maya ordered, handing them out. Jake, Lisa helped the others. The human researchers took the masks but stared at Maya in shock. Lisa spoke up first. "Maya, where did you learn all this? You are acting like a soldier." Maya ignored the question. There would be time for explanations. Later, if they survived. Right now, she had to focus on getting everyone out alive. She examined the plasma cutter carefully. It was a standard military model, the same type she had used during the siege of Europa Station. The irony was not lost on her. She had tried so hard to forget her military past, but now that past was the only thing that could save her friends. "Velnix, Durak, Zorhan," Maya called to the Zephyrians. "I need you to use your electromagnetic abilities to weaken the metal in that wall. Section, focus your energy right where I point." She indicated a spot near the floor where the wall was thinner. Maya had studied the station's construction plans during her first week aboard, memorizing them with the same attention to detail that had kept her alive in combat. "But Maya," Durak said weakly, "we do not have enough strength." "Yes, you do," Maya replied firmly. "Your people survived the great ice wars on Zephyr Prime by working together. You have that same strength now." The Zephyrians looked at each other in surprise. How did Maya know about the ice wars? That was ancient history that most humans had never heard of. Working together, the 3 aliens began to focus their electromagnetic abilities on the wall. Maya could see the metal beginning to heat up and weaken. At the same time, she activated the plasma cutter and began cutting through the weakened section. Sparks flew everywhere as Maya worked. The other humans watched in amazement as she handled the dangerous tool with expert skill. She cut with surgical precision, creating an opening just big enough for people to crawl through. "Dr. Kelvin, you go first," Maya ordered. "Then help pull the others through from the other side." The crystal scientist crawled through the opening Maya had created. On the other side was a maintenance corridor that was filled with smoke but not on fire. "It is safe," Dr. Kelvin called back. "The air is better here." One by one, Maya helped everyone through the opening. She made sure the Zephyrians went next, since they were suffering the most from the heat. Then the human researchers. Maya went, last pushing the plasma cutter ahead of her. As they made their way through the maintenance corridor, Jake looked back at Maya. "How did you know about this corridor? It is not on any of the public station maps." Maya did not answer. She was thinking like a soldier again, planning their route to safety. The maintenance corridors connected to the main emergency exits. If they moved quickly, they could reach the safety zone before the fire spread further. But she knew that once they got to safety, there would be questions. Lots of questions that she could not answer without revealing who she really was. Her careful disguise was falling apart with every command she gave, every piece of military knowledge she displayed. Behind them, the fire continued to rage in section. Ahead of them was safety, but also the end of Maya Cross's peaceful life. The woman who had hidden her past for 3 years was about to face the truth. Maya led the group through the maintenance corridor toward the main emergency exit. Her breathing mask was fogged up, but she moved with confidence through the narrow passage. Behind her, the 17 people she had saved followed quietly, still, shocked by what they had witnessed. When they reached the safety zone, the rescue teams were already waiting. Commander Veltar rushed forward with medical equipment and emergency crews. His silver-marked face showed relief when he saw everyone was alive. "Maya," he said, "how did you get everyone out? The barriers were supposed to be impossible to breach." From the inside, Maya pulled off her breathing mask and looked at her boss. For 3 years she had lied to this kind alien who had trusted her completely. Now there was no way to avoid the truth. "I used the emergency equipment and asked our alien friends to help with their natural abilities," Maya said carefully. She was still trying to protect her secret, but she could see the doubt in everyone's eyes. Dr. Kelvin stepped forward, his crystal body glowing a confused orange color. "Commander Veltar, Maya knew things that a translator should not know. She knew about our ice wars. She knew exactly which tools to use. She acted like a trained soldier. The medical teams were checking everyone for injuries, but Maya could feel all eyes on her. Jake, Lisa, and the other humans were whispering among themselves. The Zephyrians were looking at her with new respect, but also with questions. "Maya," Commander Veltar said slowly, "we need to talk. Please come to the command center in 1 hour." Maya nodded and walked away from the group. She knew her time was up. Soon everyone would know the truth about who she really was. She went to her small room and sat on her bed, looking out the window at the stars. 1 hour later, Maya walked into the command center. It was a big room with screens showing different parts of the station. Commander Veltar was there, along with Station Commander Zixoth and several other high-ranking officials from different alien species. "Please sit down, Maya Cross," said Station Commander Zixoth. His 4 arms were folded behind his back, and his dark blue face looked serious. "Or should we call you Captain Maya Torres of the Earth Defense Corps?" Maya felt her heart sink. They had figured it out. Her secret identity had been discovered, and now she would face the consequences of her deception. "How long have you known?" Maya asked quietly. "We suspected something after your rescue today," Commander Veltar said. "Your knowledge of military equipment and tactics was too advanced for a simple translator, so we checked your background more carefully." Station Commander Zixoth activated a screen that showed Maya's real military record, her awards, her battles, her service history. Everything she had tried to hide was displayed for everyone to see. "Captain Maya Torres," he read aloud. "Hero of the siege of Europa Station, veteran of the shadow conflicts between Earth and the Zephyrian Collective, decorated for saving over 3,000 lives during the Battle of the Outer Rim." Maya closed her eyes. The shadow conflicts were the secret wars that both humans and aliens pretended had never happened. But they had been real, and Maya had fought in many of them. "Why did you lie to us?" Commander Veltar asked. His voice was not angry, just confused. "Why did you hide who you really are?" Maya took a deep breath and decided to tell the complete truth. "Because I was tired of fighting. I was tired of war and death and making enemies. I wanted to build something peaceful instead of destroying things." She stood up and walked to the big window that showed the space outside. Earth and the Zephyrian homeworld were both visible, looking like small lights in the darkness. "I came here because I wanted to prove that humans and aliens could work together," Maya continued. "I wanted to use my skills to help people understand each other instead of using them to fight." Dr. Kelvin entered the room, followed by Zorhan and the other people Maya had saved. They had asked to be present for this meeting. Maya, Dr. Kelvin said, his crystal body glowing warm green. You saved our lives today. You used your knowledge to help us, not hurt us. Zorhan stepped forward with her forearms spread wide, which was a Zephyrian gesture of gratitude. You could have let us die and kept your secret safe. But you chose to help us even though it meant revealing who you really are. Commander Veltar looked at Maya with new understanding. You have worked with me for 3 years. In that time, you have helped solve hundreds of problems between different species. You have taught our people and learned from us. That person was not fake, was it? Maya shook her head. No, that was real. Maya Cross is who I wanted to become. Captain Torres is who I was, but not who I have to be. Station Commander Zixoth studied Maya carefully with his large alien eyes. You deceived us about your past. That is serious. But your actions today and over the past 3 years show us who you really are inside. The room was quiet for a long moment. Maya waited to hear her punishment. She expected to be arrested or sent back to Earth in disgrace. Maya Torres, Station Commander Zixoth finally said, we have a proposal for you. Maya looked up in surprise. The station needs someone who understands both military tactics and peaceful cooperation, he continued. Someone who can help us. Prepare for emergencies while also building bridges between species. We want you to become our new Director of Interspecies Security and Cooperation. Maya stared at him in shock. You want me to stay? Yes, Commander Veltar said with a smile. But no more lies. We want Maya Cross and Captain Torres working together. Your military experience combined with your peaceful goals could help make this station even safer and more united. Dr. Kelvin's crystal body pulsed with bright, happy colors. You taught me about human literature, but today you taught me something more important. You taught me that humans can choose to use their strength to protect others, not just to fight enemies. Maya felt tears in her eyes. For 3 years, she had been afraid that her past would destroy her new life. But instead, her friends were asking her to combine both parts of herself into something better. I accept, Maya said. But I want to make one thing clear. I will never lie to any of you again. 6 months later, Maya stood in the same command center, but now it was her office. On the wall was a new motto that Dr. Kelvin had suggested. Strength in unity, wisdom in truth, peace in understanding. Maya Cross was no longer hiding from Captain Torres. Instead, she had become something new. A protector who built peace instead of waging war. A leader who used her strength to bring different people together. The fire drill had ended her deception, but it had also shown her that sometimes the best way to escape your past is to use it to build a better future.